Homies, in today's video I'm going to talk to you about how health has overtaken money as king in the global value scale, and how you can use that to help you enjoy life more. So you have to excuse the audio. I filmed it in the car on a caffeine-fueled excitement rampage, but you can use this to create a more fulfilling life for yourself in the moment and then ultimately after lockdown finishes. So the reason that prompted this video is that I heard from a researcher that in Beijing, China, 30 years of climate activism, he was a climate activist, 30 years of climate activism has it's paled in significance to 3 weeks of coronavirus. I'll show you the pictures here. The smog level around Beijing has dropped 30 to 40%, they're predicting. For the first time people can see the stars, first time in their lives, people lived in Beijing all their lives. First time they could hear birds in the streets of Beijing because the government has shut down the whole economy because of coronavirus. So what has happened is the government had decided, and this is worldwide, Chinese government, Australia's done the same, that they are willing to shut down the whole economy, which will probably lead us to, well, definitely the biggest recession of my life. I'm imagining that it must be bigger than the GFC, I can only assume. They're willing to create the biggest recession or depression that in my lifetime because of the fear of dying, basically, fear of death, or really the fear of fear. That we can talk about that in another video. So as much as I'll first talk on a global level, then I'll talk about how this can affect you. As much as we talk about the environment, we can see just from that one little poll that we care a little bit about it, but we don't really care. Like, if Australians really cared about the environment, as much as we say we did, we'd all go green, we'll have solar power on the roofs, we would have rainwater tanks. Some people can, some people can't, but we're at a much cleaner level. The reason we don't is it costs money. It costs money to have a green life. It costs money for solar power. It costs money for clean energy. And to do that, we would have to give up a lot of our comforts. We'd have to stop charging our iPhones every night, which we burn coal fuel for. We'd have to start, turning our lights off at night, and that would leave us in the dark, and then we'd be bored. So as much as we care about the environment, we really don't care that much. We care about our comfort zone, which is fine. This is worldwide. But you get clear on what is actually a value by what money goes into, because money is fucking king. As soon as the environmental problems became so big that we could no longer breathe, then we'd care about the environment. Then we'd put the money into the environment, because money then wouldn't matter so much to us because I can't fucking breathe. Now I want to put money into the environment and start planting trees and stop burning so much fuel, because now my health is more important. So health and money, health is probably number one. We're just realizing that now, because as much as people say health should be number one, the only people that really care about health number one are people who have had a big health scare, or you're old and you're fucked in health-wise, and now you're realizing, fuck, I wish I'd given more appreciation to my health, or you've had a big health scare. I personally have never had that, and so as much as people say you should care about your health, number one, I don't really give a shit about it. I do give a shit more than most people, but not as much as maybe I should. And the same way, the environment, we don't give a shit about it until it matters to us, personally. In the same way, we've all heard, money doesn't make you happy. But as much as we've heard it, you don't really know until you go find out. I have not found out yet because I haven't made enough money to realise, fuck, it doesn't make me happy. But if you hear stories, the only ones who really say that money doesn't make you happy are the ones who've gone and made lots of money thinking it'll make them happy, and they're like, fuck, I'm not happy. Now for some people, money did make them happy. It gave them power or gave them purpose, whatever. But the only ones who really say that money doesn't make you happy are the ones that have gone and made it and they're no happier, and they're like, fuck. But they had to learn it. You've got to learn you got to learn your own way. Someone telling you it doesn't teach you that. So how do I culminate all this, the worldwide stuff, into what you can learn from coronavirus at home? You have now a lot of time on your hands. A lot of people lost their jobs. You might have gone on the dole. You might be on limited pay. You got a lot of time at home, bored. And so this is a perfect melting pot for you to look at your values. Now let me just tell you a quick story about my value with money. So, I'll tell my story, but also I'm telling your story. Money people get into jobs and careers because they think they should. Especially if you've been at university for a few years, you're still not really passionate about the field, but you're like, fuck, I've spent all these years in university, so I'll just go into engineering because I've studied it, even though it doesn't really light me up. In fact, I probably fucking hate it more. So I've studied it for 6 years. Some of you might like it more, but most of you hate it more than when you started out in high school. But you're like, fuck, I've got all these degrees in engineering, I should go into an engineering job, even though it probably doesn't fire you up. For me personally, I left school at 18. I sort of got into mining after a few years because that was where money was, and I thought, fuck, you need to make money, that's just what everyone does. So never had I been asked in school, what do you want to do with your life? Like, what the fuck? Well, maybe I had asked, but I didn't listen to it anyway. We didn't really sit down for a full hour and like, what the fuck do you want to do with your life? And what are the things holding you back? That wasn't until at 18 I went to a thing called Green Corps, which is like a junior department environment thing. And my team leader, Alex Bickley, who's a really cool dude, he showed us lots of stuff, and this being one of them. He sat us down the first week, I think the very first day, and said, what are your goals? And we had to write them down on a bit of paper. First thing that came to mind was, I want to be a fucking star DJ or like a rock star. I thought that, and then immediately I pushed that shit out of my brain, because I thought, I can't achieve that. I'm not good enough, I don't have the skills, I don't have the work ethic. So I pushed that shit out of my brain, I don't know what the fuck I wrote down, some bullshit. Then I wrote down how much you want to earn in a year, and I was like, $1 million. And then I was like, fuck, how am I going to earn $1 million? I don't even know how to fucking do anything. So I fucking crossed that shit out and probably wrote $50,000, something bullshit. So my beliefs got in the way. We'll talk about beliefs in another video. But I ended up just going into mining because that's where the money was. I thought that's where the money is. There's mining boom, good money. I went to mining, I went to drilling. Now, I didn't love drilling, but I learned heaps of really cool shit, and I made good money. But I didn't go in it to learn the cool shit, or because I loved it. I went into it because that's where the money was. And later on, I've learned that money doesn't really matter that much to me. I sort of hated life there because I was doing swing work, 2 weeks on, 1 week off. I was fucking bored of my 1 week off. I should have gone traveling, which is my passion now. So I've learned what's more valuable to me. Most people are working jobs because the first job they get into, and then they think, I need to fucking work. And there's also a social stigma involved with, if you're not working a lot, you must be a fucking no-hoper. If you went fishing all day, made enough money to pay for your shelter and food, people think you're a fucking loser. And so that sort of thing drives you into just working rather than maybe fishing is your real passion. So right now you have a chance to view on what is really valuable to you. You're going to work, what do you want the money to go towards? So as a dude, first of all, I'm going to give you a quick exercise, and you don't need to do anything, just watch your thoughts over the next few weeks, if you're in lockdown, to realise where your mind goes. And I learned this from David Data, and the guy who wrote the book The Way of the Superior Man, which every man should read, every person should read. And it goes like this: your thoughts will lead you to your purpose. So the thoughts you're thinking about all the time while you're in lockdown are probably the things that are your purpose. So it'll be, as a dude, it'll be one of 4 or 5 things, okay? You'll be thinking of 1, pussy, that is getting girls, which is a normal, natural instinct for men to have, is a drive for women. Some will have it higher than others. That'll be a high priority for you. You'll be thinking about it a lot, okay? 2, purpose, as in I want something to drive me. I want to leave a mark on the world. I want to give back in some way. I want to create something. That'll be on your mind a lot. 3 will be maybe family. If you're a family man, you might be, I want to have a really strong relationship, or I want to make my relationship stronger. I want to raise really good kids. How can I make them amazing? 4 would be fun. And I say fun with a PH. Fun could be for you traveling. It might be festivals. It might be adventuring. My sort of fun is, it might be things that, for me, it might be a challenge of climbing a mountain, for example, that in the moment of climbing the mountain, I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. After reaching the top of the mountain, I'm happy I did it because I grew, or it was hard and challenging and I pushed myself, whatever. Or it could be festivals, but it'll be probably one of those 4 things. And you'll find your value in the 4 things you're thinking about. What sort of women you think about? Is it lots of different women? Is it one relationship? Are you thinking about a family? Do you want to grow a family? Is it your purpose? What's your purpose? Like, is it creating a big business? Is it creating education for people, whatever your purpose is, and then your version of fun. So just get clear on the things you're thinking about. You'll also know this by what are you watching on YouTube. If you're spending heaps of time at home fucking around on YouTube and Netflix, it can be a waste of time. But if you look at the list of things you're scrolling and observing, that's where your values are. That's where your purpose will be, because you'll find you're either researching education. For me, I research a lot of like Muay Thai fighting, UFC. I research a lot of like mindset, how to be happier, how to live a full life. That sort of shit's my sort of purpose. So yours will be through your YouTube and your Netflix scrolling. You'll be actually be able to find your values. So this is a long video, but use those things you're doing while you're on lockdown as a guidance to what you're going to do when you have the freedom to go do shit again. Because you're going to come out, hopefully, and hopefully this will change the whole world, super fucking grateful for freedom. When lockdown's down, you're like, fuck, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed walking on the beach, or the ability to just go driving my car, or fucking put the foot to the floor in the car, how much you miss that, or whatever the thing is that drives you. So, one, even though this might fucking suck for you right now, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of financial struggle afterwards, the good thing would be you're going to get fucking real grateful for freedom, which we have in Australia heaps. The thing is, people in China are going to go back to life from lockdown, and they're still going to have a life with nowhere near as much freedom as you have, even if you're on the dole and there's not much work around. Look at all the fucking amazing parks we got around, look at the beaches, look at the space. We don't need money to have fun there. We are very fucking lucky. I know this is a long video, hopefully you get something out of it. Follow those tips, because you're going to have a wild new world to step into after coronavirus, after lockdown, and you're going to be super grateful for the freedom, and then you can use these things you've learned on lockdown to live a fucking life full of passion. And fuck, that is gangster. Have fun, homies. Keep it real. I hope they help you. See you soon.